Alright, I'm gonna have to crop out the first beginning bit of it.
Alright, audience, introduce yourselves.
I'm Jonathan Williams.
You have to say it louder than that,
Oh wait.
just so the camera can hear it.
Yeah. Jonathan Williams.
Kenrick Williams.
Vanina Williams. Elena Williams.
This is Damien Williams with the 3 object speech for Miss Zimmerman's class. Representation. What is it? Representation can be defined as the description or portrayal of someone or something in a particular way or as of being a certain nature. Or more simply, what defines someone or something? What describes each of us? That is a difficult question to answer. Representation can vary per person. But it ultimately begs the question, what's the best way to define something? I believe it to be symbolism, choosing objects or phrases that have a deeper meaning. I've selected 3 objects to share with you guys today, each of which I've selected because they have a significant impact on my life or a viewpoint. I have here a guitar, a pencil, and a weight. Starting with the guitar. This is an acoustic guitar, and it's the very first instrument I ever got. I learned to play not too long ago, about a year and a half ago, when my grandfather gifted it to me. Since then, I've gotten a couple more. This guitar has allowed me to express myself in ways that I couldn't before. In my earlier years in high school, I found it a bit difficult to cope with stress. The use of music allowed me to either think my feelings through or write short songs to make me feel better. They weren't long or complicated. Some of them were even just one line. But it allowed my mind to be occupied while I relieved of more pressing matters. Looking at the structure of the guitar, you notice there's lots of strings, frets, there's a lot of possibilities. And that just represents how there's so many different ways to express yourself. With each guitar player, you can choose a different genre of music. You can play however you like. There's so many choices, and there's no wrong answers. I was able to use music and the freedom of the guitar to help clear my mind and focus on what was important. It really gave me the ability to make my own decisions, almost like I was able to write my own future. That brings me to my next item, pencil. Now, the pencil is a bit of a unique item. It's often overlooked. People don't think too much of it. However, it's underestimated the power the pencil holds. The pencil holds the power of word, and word is one of the most powerful things in the world. I think that the pencil represents how we get to decide all of our own futures. And for me in particular, like I have a saying in mind, the education system can be kind of daunting. You've set paths, one class after another. It's set in stone. It's almost like you have no decision. But looking at the structure of pencil, what it's used for, what it represents, it helped me remind myself that I'm the one that's making the decisions. I'm writing my own story, not the other way around. It's not a common known fact. For me personally, whenever I get upset, I like to write about it. It helps clear your mind, and there's no wrong answer. There's no judgment, it's silent, it's private. You don't have anyone critiquing you. And with the privacy, there's no wrong answers, it's just freedom. What we write isn't permanent, and that's the beauty of a pencil. You can erase what you write. You can write something out, change it. You can fix your mistakes. That's what differs it from a pen. When you write with a pen, it's permanent. When you write with a pencil, it's temporary. You can choose it to be permanent if you like, or you can change it. Similar to how we can change our own futures, we can rewrite it however we want. The idea of its functionality is what really sets it apart from everything else. Lastly, we have the weight. I've saved this one for last because I believe it to be more powerful than the other items I've selected today. Because not only does it represent my greatest hobby, but also a really sought after way of life. The weight represents my love for exercise and my passion for the gym. And for about the past year, it's been my primary hobby and stress reliever. I started because of insecurity, and then I grew to love the process. Self-judgment and hate led me to try weightlifting. But since then, it's not only boosted my confidence, but my overall physical health too. I can do things I never thought possible, both physically, mentally, even spiritually in some aspects. Not only does the weight represent physical health, however, I think it represents mentality as well. It represents hard work and patience. Lifting weights takes hard work. It takes discipline, patience, and determination. If you keep at it, the weight feels lighter, but there's soon heavier weight to be combated. I think this represents how when you go for one goal, there's always another goal you can go for. Whereas that's your choice, there's always some other level that can be achieved. There's always room to grow. And it just helps remind me that I can do it and to never give up, because giving up is the only time you really fail. This mindset has helped me push through a bit more difficult times, realizing that the light phase is just a little up ahead if I just keep pushing through. To close off, I want each of you to remember each item individually. The guitar, and how it helped me find ways to express myself. A pencil, helping me realize I can write my own future. And a weight, showing me that with enough time, patience, and determination, anything is possible. Each of the objects I've selected and presented here today holds great meaning to me and my life. These objects are as close to my life as I could have chosen. And I believe they're the most accurate representation of who I am. So again, I ask, what is representation? Well, I believe that representation differs per person. You get to define what it is. Each story is different. So I leave you with this. Be yourself and find what makes you, you. Don't be afraid to show who you are. And more so, show the world what represents who you are.